got fired for sleeping with my boss. But I never actually slept with him. Alright, so let me just start by saying I have never, in my entire life, been accused of something this stupid before. I've been written up for being late, sure. I've gotten in trouble for accidentally sending memes in the company group chat. But getting fired for something I didn't even do, that's a whole new level of bullsh*t. And the worst part, I have no idea how to fix it. So I worked at this boring-ass corporate job. One of those soul-sucking endless email. Let's circle back on this type of places where people pretend they love their job while secretly drinking in the break room. My boss, let's call him Mr. Coleman, was one of those mysterious, doesn't talk much, kinda attractive in a scary way type of guys. Tall, always in expensive suits, big. I could ruin your life with one email energy. He wasn't exactly friendly, but he wasn't an asshole either. We barely interacted beyond work-related *t, and that was fine by me. Or at least it was. Until one day, everything went to hell. So, one morning I walk into work, minding my own *king business, when I get an email from HR. Urgent. Please report to HR immediately. Now, I don't know if you've ever been called to HR first thing in the morning, but let me tell you, that *t is never good. I get to the office, sit down, and across from me is my HR rep, looking all serious. Next to her, the *king CO. At this point my stomach drops. Me. Did I do something? HR lady. We received reports that you engaged in an inappropriate relationship with your supervisor. Excuse me. Excuse me. Blink. I look around like there's a hidden camera somewhere. 'Cause surely this is a joke. Me. I what? With who? HR lady. Mr. Coleman. My boss. Now listen. If I had actually slept with Mr. Coleman, I would own up to it. I'd be ashamed as hell, but I'd at least be honest. But I didn't. And yet, these people are sitting here acting like I ked my way to a promotion I never even got. Me. I have literally never slept with Mr. Coleman. Who told you this? HR lady. We can't disclose that information. Me. Okay, well, did you ask Mr. Coleman? Because he's literally right upstairs. CEO. He didn't deny it. *ck. I storm out of HR, absolutely fuming, and go straight to Mr. Coleman's office. I don't even knock. I just barge in like a psychopath. Me. What the FCK, Coleman? Him. Blinking like an emotionless robot. Good morning to you too. Me. Why didn't you tell HR that we never slept together? And this man, this cold, calculating, heartless bastard, just leans back in his chair and goes, I never confirmed or denied anything. Excuse me, sir. Apparently, not denying it was enough for HR to assume it was true. And guess what? HR had already decided that since this was a power imbalance situation, I had to be the one to go. That's right. Not the actual boss in this fake scandal. Me. The minimum wage corporate slave. Within an hour, I was fired. After getting dragged out of my own job for something I didn't even do, I spent the next 24 hours spiraling. I needed answers. Who the hell started this rumor? Why would Mr. Coleman not just shut it down? And most importantly, what the *ck do I do now? So, I did what any logical, emotionally unstable person would do. I started investigating. And guess what I found? The person who started this rumor. One of my coworkers. A girl I thought was my friend. So, I get a text from a mutual friend saying, Hey, I think Lisa was the one who told HR about you and Mr. Coleman. Lisa. *king. Lisa. Now let me tell you about Lisa. Lisa was fake as hell. One of those OMG babe I love your outfit types who would immediately talk *t the second you left the room. We weren't best friends, but we weren't enemies either. So why the hell would she set me up like this? Text her. No response. Call her. Straight to voicemail. So, I do what any reasonable mature adult would do. I show up at her apartment. And when she opens the door, looking guilty as hell, I immediately go, "Why the F***ck did you tell HR I slept with Coleman?" And you know what this snake says? "I thought you actually did. I was just trying to warn them." Oh really? You were trying to warn them? About something that never happened? Turns out she misinterpreted the fact that Mr. Coleman and I actually got along, because, he wasn't a total dick to me like he was to everyone else, and she thought something was going on. And instead of, minding her F***king business, she told HR without even asking me. So now, I'm unemployed. I'm falsely accused of screwing my boss. Mr. Coleman still has his job while I have nothing. And Lisa, she just gets to walk around like she didn't ruin my F***king life. But you know what? I'm not gonna let this *T slide. I don't know how yet, but I'm gonna make sure Lisa regrets this for the rest of her F***king life. And Mr. Coleman, I'm gonna find out why the hell he didn't deny it. Because something tells me he knows more than he's letting on. I joined a pyramid scheme as a joke. And now in a month I had a team of 20+ people, hundreds of dollars in commission checks, a weird amount of respect from the scammer community. By month 2, I was making more from this stupid scheme than my actual job. And by month 3, they invited me to a F***king retreat. I get this email like, "Congratulations, Queen. You've qualified for our Elite Sales Summit in Miami." And I'm like, "Excuse me. Go. Obviously. Free vacation. Hell yeah." But when I get there, *T gets weird. The Miami retreat was like a F***king cult. Everyone was way too happy. They kept chanting *T like, "money mindset" and "believe and achieve." Some lady tried to convince me that the government doesn't want women to be rich. The CEO, who looks like a dollar store Tony Robbins, gave a speech about manifesting wealth while standing next to a rented Lamborghini. And the worst part, they treated me like a goddamn legend. These women, grown-ass adults, were asking me for business advice. Me, the broke idiot who joined this as a joke. And that's when it hit me. Had too much power. I get back home, sit on my bed, look at my fat commission check and think, am I an actual scammer now? Like, yeah, I didn't intend for this to happen. But now, I have dozens of women under me, thinking I'm their mentor. I have strangers DMing me asking how I got so successful. I have more money than I've ever made in my life. And the worst part, I don't want to quit. 'Cause, kind of like it. And that's F***ed up. So now I'm stuck at DOI. Keycap 1 get out before this T collapses. Risk losing my sweet, undeserved scam money. Keycap 2 expose the whole thing and ruin the company. Possibly go to jail, get sued or worse. Pissed off MLM moms coming for me. Keycap 3 lean into it and become a full-on pyramid scheme queen. Lose my soul but gain a yacht. I don't know what to do. All I know is, I joined a pyramid scheme to make fun of it, and now I'm rich. And I have no F***ing clue how to stop. I found out my boyfriend was cheating. So I started seducing his dad out of spite. Look, I know. This is toxic. This is deranged. This is the kind of *T that should only exist in a bad reality show. But when I found out my boyfriend, let's call him Tyler, was out here *king down some random girl, something inside me just snapped. And instead of crying about it, I decided to ruin his F***ing life. So let's rewind. Tyler and I had been together for 2 years. He was sweet at first, attentive, loving, the whole F***ing package. But then, he started acting weird, hiding his phone, taking business calls at 11 p.m. when he doesn't even have a job, coming home smelling like a Bath and Body Works store, but I know I don't own that scent. First I ignored it, but then one night I got the text. A random number sent me, "Hey, I don't know if you know this, but Tyler has been F***ing my friend for months now." The photo. Proof. My stomach dropped. There he was, my idiot boyfriend, in bed with some B***tch who looked like a dollar store version of me. I went numb. I could have confronted him. I could have cried, screamed, thrown his T out the window. But instead my brain whispered, "No, babe. We're gonna make this hurt." And that's when I thought of his dad. Now let me tell you about Mr. Dawson, Tyler's dad. King like gray at the temples, built like he chops wood for fun, drives a nice car, smells like expensive cologne and bad decisions. The type of man who walks into a room and women's ovaries just start vibrating. And the best part, he always liked me, like way too much. Every time I came over, he'd be extra nice. Compliments, lingering looks. Once he even told me, if I were younger, Tyler would have some competition. And I laughed it off at the time. But now it was time to put that T to the test. So I started playing the long game. Started showing up at their house more. Dressed a little sexier each time. Called him Mr. Dawson, in a way that made it sound wrong. Casually touched his arm during conversations. Laughed at his jokes, even the dumb ones. Once, I even accidentally dropped something in front of him and made sure he got a great view of my ass when I picked it up. The man was weak. Every time I did something subtle, he got flustered as F***ck clearing his throat, adjusting his watch, looking anywhere but at me. And I knew. Had him. One night, I show up at their house unannounced. Tyler wasn't home. But Mr. Dawson, he was. Wearing sweatpants, a tight-ass t-shirt, looking like sin. Me. Oh, Tyler's not here. That's okay. I don't mind hanging out with you, Mr. Dawson. Him, visibly sweating. You, yeah, of course. I sit on the couch next to him. Closer than necessary. Pretend to be cold so he offers me his hoodie. Then I hit him with, "You know, you're way more attractive than your son." He choked on his drink. And that's when I knew he was mine. He tried to play it off. Tried to act like he didn't want this. But by the end of the night, we were making out on that couch. So did I sleep with him? Oh, 100%. And let me tell you, Tyler could never. The next morning, I woke up in his dad's bed, feeling like a goddamn queen. But the real magic was when Tyler found out. 'Cause guess what? His dad told him. I didn't even have to do it. Mr. Dawson, the absolute savage, sat his son down and said, "I think we need to talk." Tyler lost his F***ing mind. Called me every name in the book. Screamed at his dad. Said, "How could you do this to me?" And Mr. Dawson didn't even look guilty. He just shrugged and said, "You cheated on a good woman. I guess she upgraded." Legend. So now, Tyler is blocked. Mr. Dawson still texts me. I have never felt more powerful in my life. Was it toxic? Was it wrong? Absolutely. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. Moral of the story. Don't cheat on a bad B****, or you might just end up calling her stepmom. I accidentally married a woman in Vegas, but I'm straight and she refuses to divorce me. Alright, so let me start this by saying I am not a lesbian. Not even a little bit. I like dudes. I like dudes so much that I have spent far too much time crying over them. And yet, somehow, I am legally married to a woman. And she will not let me go. Let's rewind. So, a few months ago, my best friend and I took a wild-ass trip to Vegas. We had one mission. Get blackout drunk and make bad decisions. And did I deliver? The night started normal. Drinking, dancing, laughing. Then, at some point I lost my friend and suddenly I was at a high-stakes poker table, winning way more money than I should have. That's where I met her. Let's call her Sam. Sam was gorgeous. I mean jaw-dropping, intimidating model-type gorgeous. Short dark hair. Toos. That cool, confident, I don't give a ck* energy that should have been my first red flag. She sits next to me, watches me win a couple hands, then leans over and whispers, "I think I just fell in love with you." I laugh. 'Cause obviously she's joking. Right. Well, fast forward 3 hours, and we are at a goddamn chapel. Now I don't remember much. Only flashes. Elvis impersonator officiating. Me barely standing giggling like an idiot. Sam, holding my hands, looking way too serious for someone marrying a blackout drunk girl. The words, "I do." The signing of a legally binding F***ing document. And then, I woke up the next morning with the worst hangover of my life. And a wife. I roll over and there she is. Lying next to me, looking fresh as hell. Smirking like she just pulled off the heist of the century. I sit up so fast I almost pass out. I'm still wearing my dress from the night before. My hand is covered in rings. And my left hand. Got a wedding ring. I immediately start screaming. What the F***ck happened? Sam just stretches, yawns and goes, "We got married, babe. You looked beautiful, by the way." Babe. I start hyperventilating. My entire life flashes before my eyes. My very straight, very normal life. I am not gay. Have never been gay. I don't even know how to be gay. So I blurt out, "We need to get this annulled." But now, Sam. She just smirks again and goes, "Nah, I think we should give it a shot." I spend the next 3 days trying to fix this absolute disaster. I Google how to annul a Vegas wedding. Turns out, it's not that easy. You need to prove that you were either unconscious or too drunk to consent. Forced into it. Not mentally competent. I tell Sam, "You know I was too drunk to consent." And this woman, this absolute menace, just shrugs and says, "You seemed pretty into it." Which is not king legal argument. So I call a lawyer. And guess what? The lawyer wants Sam to sign off on the annulment. Which would be great except, won't. Papers. For the next few weeks I try everything. Begging, pleading, threatening, bribing. Nothing works. Every time I bring it up, she just laughs and goes, "Babe, marriage is about compromise. Let's work on us." Work on what? We are not a real couple. At one point I scream, "Why are you even doing this?" And she just shrugs and says, "Because you're fun." Fun. Ma'am, you trapped me in a legal binding contract for fun. The worst part. Think I like her. So here's the problem. The more time I spend trying to escape this absolute psychopath, the more I realize she's actually kinda great. She cooks. She's funny as f*ck. She remembers my coffee order. She actually listens to my dumb rants. She hypes me up like an Olympic-level coach. And worse, I think I might actually be attracted to her. Which is bullsh*t because I'm straight. Right. But then, one night, after another failed attempt to convince her to sign the divorce papers, I look at her, really look at her, and suddenly I'm wondering, what if I don't want to be straight anymore? f*ck. So now, I'm stuck in this bizarre, legally binding lesbian marriage, questioning my entire existence. Do I keep fighting this? Do I give in and see where this goes? Am I actually gay, or is Sam just that powerful? All I know is, I went to Vegas for a fun weekend, and now I have a f*king wife. And honestly, I don't even know if I want to leave anymore. I accidentally sexted my professor instead of my boyfriend. And now I'm his favorite student. Listen, I have done a lot of dumb *t in my life. I've sent texts to the wrong people before. A risky meme to my mom. A screenshot meant for my best friend sent directly to my ex. Even accidentally told my boss "love you" at the end of a call. But this was a career-ending, GPA-destroying, soul-leaving my body-level mistake. Let's rewind. So, it was finals week, which means I was running on 0 sleep, 2 Red Bulls and sheer desperation. I had been texting my boyfriend, Nick, trying to convince him to come over, because your girl needed stress relief, if you know what I mean. At some point, I typed out a truly filthy text. Unspeakable. The kind of *t that, if it got leaked, I'd have to leave the country and start a new life. It was supposed to go to Nick. But instead, I sent it to my f*king professor. Dr. Bennett. Strictest, most unapproachable, hardest professor. A man who probably didn't even know I existed. Till now. As soon as I hit send, I knew. You ever just feel your soul physically leave your body? Because that's exactly what happened. I stared at my phone, praying to every god in existence that maybe, just maybe, it didn't go through. That the Wi-Fi glitched. That the universe had mercy on me. No. It said, delivered. And then, read. Wanted. Die. I sat there, sweating bullets, waiting for the inevitable. Campus-wide email exposing my depravity. An immediate expulsion notice. Maybe even a restraining order. Instead, nothing. No response. No angry follow-up. Just radio silence. Which somehow made it so much worse. I debated dropping out. Moving to another state. Changing my name. But instead I did the dumbest possible thing. I showed up to class. I walked into Dr. Bennett's lecture, sweating like I had committed a felony. I kept my head down, sat in the back, and prayed he wouldn't acknowledge me. But then, he called on me. Which, for context, never f*king happens. Dr. Bennett. Miss my last name. Can you explain the concept we covered last class? I had no idea. My brain was in full fight or flight mode. So, I just stammered out some bullsh*t. And you know what he did? He smirked. Not a normal professor look. No, this was a fully aware and smirk. I was mortified. But after that, things changed. Suddenly, I went from being invisible to the star student. My participation grades. Mysteriously higher. My essays. Exceptionally well written. My emails. Answered within 5 minutes. Everyone else. Still suffering under his usual strict-ass grading. One day after class he stopped me. Dr. Bennett. Miss my last name. I appreciate your enthusiasm this semester. It's refreshing. Me internally screaming. Haha, yeah, totally enthusiasm, not a sext meant for my boyfriend, haha, love learning, haha. One day I finally broke. I had to address the massive, throbbing, poor choice of words, elephant in the room. I went to his office and blurted out, "Listen about the text." And before I could even finish, he just smirked again and said, "Don't worry. It happens. Happens. It happens." Sir, how many times has this happened to you? But before I could process that, he followed it up with, "Just be more careful where you send certain messages next time." And the way he said that. Like, was that a warning, or was that AF asterisk king flirt? Have no idea. But I do know one thing. I'm never getting a bad grade in his class again. And honestly, I'm not mad about it.